Hi there and welcome. I'm Melissa. Today's video is going to be a new plant haul. I've been doing a lot of shopping lately. A lot of plant mail has come in and there's quite a few plants that you guys haven't seen. So I'm going to go around and show you them all today. I haven't done a final count. I'm not exactly sure how many there are, but once I edit this video and I go through them, then I'll probably put the total either in the title or on the thumbnail somewhere. But it's a lot. I probably would say at least 30 or a little less, something like that. I will say there's a good majority of them that are Hoya though, either cuttings or small little starter plants. I have them kind of in various areas of my home. I have several here by this window in front of me. I have some in my Rudsta cabinet right there, and I have some in my plant room. I think I'll start with the Rudsta first and show you some new plants in there, and then I'll make my way around and probably end here at the window. But yeah, I'm excited to show you what I got, and let's get started. Look at this new leaf, by the way, on my pink black velvet. She's gorgeous. I showed you this one already in my alocasia video, but for those who haven't seen my collection video, this is a new alocasia that I got recently. This is the Bambino variegated, and she is beautiful. I'm not really going to touch on her too much just because I talked about her. But this is a more mature one that I got, so hopefully I can get some corms soon and be able to grow some babies. I got the little plug, you know, that is doing well, by the way. It's actually right here. This is the plug that I got, and it actually gave me a new leaf that is pink. So I have two of them, but this one is a little bit bigger and it's more variegated. I love, love, love this alocasia. I wanted this one for a while, and that's why I ended up getting just a plug, because ones this size were still kind of expensive, but I ended up splurging on it anyway. And I'm happy I did because the color is really good on this one. And yeah, I'm just excited to have this plant. I don't have many pink plants, especially pink plants that are variegated, so super excited to have this one. Another new alocasia in my collection is this cutie here. This is a Yucatan princess, but it's the Aria. I recently got the Yucatan princess, which I did show you in the alocasia video, and that one is actually right here too. But I'll pull her out to show you so you can see the difference. Cool. So this one I got recently as well. This is the Yucatan princess here. And she's working on a new leaf here in the middle. I can't tell the variegation on the new leaf yet, but that is what that one is looking like. I would say she isn't as variegated as I would have hoped, but we'll see. We'll see what comes out. But this alocasia is beautiful. I saw this one on social media and I fell in love with it, so I really wanted to add it to my collection, and I'm really excited to have this one. I just think the green color is so unique on it. It's a beautiful alocasia, right? I love the leaves and everything. I love the pink stems. Beautiful. I love her. And so this one here is the Yucatan princess, but it's the Aria, and this one is cute. That leaf here is beautiful. It's a little baby. It's working on a new leaf, so I purchased it with that leaf and that leaf. This one I got from Rare Plant Bay. She has a small business in her own website, and it's adorable. I purchased from her before, so I felt comfortable ordering from her, and she packages super well, and her plants have done well that I've gotten from her. She sells a lot of like rare alocasia, so if that's something that you're looking for. But yeah, now I have this one, which I love the variegation on this one, especially the tones. I think the tones on that is so beautiful. Right? It's so pretty. So this one is in moss and perlite. I will be moving this over to stratum and then to pond, but this one I got it's probably been about 8 or 9 days or so since I've had this one. So I'm gonna let it acclimate probably for another week maybe until that leaf hardens off, and then I'll switch it over to Stratum. There is a lot more alocasia on my wish list that I want eventually, but I'll slowly add them into my collection. But I think I'm good for right now. I think I'm gonna come to a halt on ordering new plants because I have gotten a lot recently. I did get a new begonia. Well, I've gotten 2 new begonias. I shared this begonia, I think have I shared this one with you? I think I did. I think I unboxed it with you. I might have unboxed this. Did I unbox this? Or maybe I shared it in a different plant haul, but I'll go ahead and cover it again because both the begonias here. This one I got from Rare Plant Bay too. This is Begonia Guinea Galaxy. So I'm just gonna briefly touch on this one because I'm pretty sure I showed it. So this is the original leaf here, and this is all new growth. And this leaf here coming in on the bottom, look at that variegation. This is like all pink and white. Isn't that beautiful? It had another original leaf and I actually clipped it and I have it propping in water and it is starting to root a little bit. So I should have a prop of this one. It seems to be growing pretty fast because it only had the 2 leaves and all this here is new growth. A very beautiful begonia. And I'm not a begonia person, but these new begonias that I've gotten are beautiful. So I'm excited to prop this one some more. Once it actually grows a bit more for me, I'm going to do some more propagations. So Begonia Guinea Galaxy. This is the new begonia that I got and I haven't shared this one yet. I haven't chopped it to propagate, but I'm going to very soon. I just wanted to give it some time to settle in before I propagate because I didn't want to stress this plant. So this one here, I'm super excited about. This is Begonia Snow-Capped Variegated, and she is a stunning, stunning begonia. Look at those leaves, right? The pink and the green variegation. It is gorgeous. Now they shipped this to me in like a humidity dome, so I didn't really do research on this begonia, and I'm not really a begonia person, but I fell in love with the variegation. So I'm gonna have to look at to see what this plant kind of likes, or if you know if this plant requires or likes more humidity. That's why I kind of stuck it in the Rudsta, because it's a little bit more warm and humid in there. And it looks like it's maybe producing, this is a new leaf since I got it here. There's like this top vine growing, and there's like the section here kind of growing out. So I have quite a few leaves. I'm actually going to probably take 2 or 3 cuttings to propagate and hopefully make some babies. But she is beautiful, such a pretty begonia. I like this leaf here, that one. That's my favorite. Super excited about this. So I love these 2 begonias that I've gotten, and I don't know. I've been on a Hoya train lately, but now I'm gonna probably be on a begonia train. I don't know, I've been obsessing over them lately. I also have 2 new anthuriums in here to show you, which I'm super excited about both of them. So this is my first anthurium by Doc Block. This is Anthurium Michelle. Beautiful. I purchased this from Rare Plant Fairy, and this is the tag that was in there. Right there. Isn't that a beautiful anthurium? I'm so excited to have this. So it's been kind of adjusting. It looks like there's a new growth point down in there that might come out soon. And these are all the original leaves. It's done very well since, you know, receiving it and shipping, but I love the green and the veining on that. It's a beautiful anthurium. I really love anthuriums, and I do want to cross more anthuriums to grow more seeds and stuff out, but I just really wanted one from Doc Block, I guess just because I don't own any, and this one is very beautiful. So I'm excited to have this one, super excited. She's gorgeous. I love the shape. And then this is one that I got recently. I was on Etsy and I was just browsing. So I always wanted a red crystallinum, always. And I was searching for one and I couldn't really find any that was just like red crystal. And so this came up on my search, and I bought this from an Etsy shop, and they grew this plant from seed. and they're calling it Super Red times RC Woo 9. So Super Red times Red Crystal. And I think Woo 9 is they purchased it from Woohoo Tropicals as a seed. So they've grown this anthurium by seed, and she is beautiful. I have an emerging leaf coming out there in the center. This anthurium was packaged so well. I unboxed this and I immediately fell in love with this anthurium. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. And let me show you these two side by side. Look how beautiful they are. I love crystallinum, so I'm excited to have these in my collection. Out of these two though, I really like this one. I think I like this one more. I like the pink and the red. Like, look at that veining. Can you see the veining on that? My hands are shaky. I've had a lot of caffeine today. Gorgeous. So super happy, super happy with this plant and everything. I'm in love with these anthuriums. So that is everything new in the Rudsta here. I do have a couple new like baby anthuriums that I got. That's over by the window. So I'll pop over there in a second. Let me go into my plant room. And I did like a new little acro bar set up in my plant room, and I put some smaller plants in there. They're mostly Hoyas, but I'll give you a closer look at them and we'll continue on. I'm here in my plant room. I did show you this one for my alocasia video. It's just a corm. I know, it's nothing really new to show or anything, but I do see a little bit of action there. Do you see? This is a Albo Regal Shields alocasia. So I'm excited that it's doing something. I've been peeking at it every single day. I'm like, ooh, has it like come out anymore? So I have this one in my Ikea cabinet. I had it in a different container, but it had vented bottom and the stratum accidentally almost dried out. So I switched it to this so that it can stay a little bit more moist and humid in here. So hopefully it sprouts soon. I'm very excited to see the first little leaf on this guy. I don't put new plants really in my plant room because I'm worried about potential pests and stuff like that. But I did put a new little acro bar cabinet right down there. I did that for my Patreon, but I filled that with new Hoya, and I'm excited to show you. There are 11 plants that I stuffed in this acro bar cabinet. Now I will say 4 of these Hoyas in here were gifted from Nicole. I purchased from her Etsy shop, and then I repurchased from her shop, and she ended up, the second time I purchased from her, she ended up like gifting me a ton of cuttings, which was so thoughtful of her. And I recently bought something else from her shop that I'll show you. It's out in the window area. But I love when I find a good shop, and I love how they package and their plants come super happy and healthy. I'm like always wanting to repurchase from them. So she was so sweet to gift me several of these cuttings. And all the cuttings that she has sent me are rooting and doing so well. And I don't really know the names of all these yet, so I have her tag still in here. So Nicole is from Obsessed Leaves on Etsy, and I 100% recommend her shop. So this is Louisa's Silver. It's a Lacunosa. Beautiful. I love the silver color on that one. This one wasn't even on my radar, but she sent me 5 cuttings, of which was her favorite Hoya plant. So I'm excited to have someone else's favorite Hoyas, and this one's doing it very well. So it was a cutting, and it's rooting in here very nicely. I have it in stratum. And it's even working on some new growth here at the top. There's a couple little areas already. So this guy has taken off very quickly. It's a beautiful Lacunosa. I'm glad I have it because I don't know if I would have purchased this one. The silver on this one is stunning. This next one here, this is one that I purchased, and it's a Hoya Lacunosa Silver Lime. And I fell in love with the variegation on this one. It's actually growing a ton. Look at that little cutie at the end there, that little clump. So this is Lacinosa Silver Lime, and you can see the variegation compared to this Lacinosa. I love, of course, all silver leaves, but I love the speckling on this one. It's a beautiful Lacinosa. And I have this potted up into my aeroid mix. I just watered these yesterday, so they're very, very hydrated, and it's growing in some new roots. There's one right there by my finger. And this one, again, is doing so well. It was very well rooted when I bought this, and this here is like all new growth. Beautiful Hoyas. I love Lacinosa. I have one more Lacinosa in here, and this is Hoya Lacinosa variegated. And this one wasn't on my radar either. This is another one that she gifted to me, that it was like one of her favorite Hoyas. And I love the small, cute little leaves. It's a beautiful, beautiful Hoya. Now that I actually have it in my collection, I would definitely buy this. I cannot wait for it to grow more. I don't know, I love like the pink. I don't know if you can see the pink on those leaves up top there, like right there. And I love the backside too. Look how pink and pretty the backside is. And this one was just a cutting, and I can see a tiny bit of root starting. So this one isn't rooting as quickly as the other Lacinosa, but it is such a cute Hoya. I'm so excited for this one. Okay, I had to come down to sitting level because I'm getting old. I forgot one more Lacinosa. This is another one she gifted. This is Lacinosa Silver Snow. And I love the silver on this too, but I love how tiny the leaves are. It's like a cute and petite little Hoya plant. I love the tiny leaves. And this one is rooting in there very nicely. It's such a cutie. Like, I don't think I ever would have picked these Hoyas out on my own. So I'm very grateful to her for gifting me these cute little cuttings. I'm excited for all these Lacinosa. This is another one that she gifted me. This is Hoya Coraceae. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Silver. Hoya Coraceae Silver. It's a big leafed Hoya. Like, here's my hand compared to the size of that leaf. And this was just a cutting, you guys, and look at how rooted it is already. I got this at the same time as all those other cuttings. I don't see that this one has done like a new growth yet up top. There's not like a growth point yet. But again, another Hoya that I don't know I would have picked out on my own. Now that I have it, it's beautiful, and I want this plant to grow big. I have noticed a little bit of edema, I think, on the leaf, I think. So maybe I added too much water in here, but it is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I showed you this one already. This is Hoya Carnosa Wilbur Graves China. This one has not done anything either. I got this from, I'll leave the Etsy shop here, but I love the silver on that one. But yeah, the little point in the middle, I don't see any new growth coming in yet. So I'm patiently waiting for this one. I do have one more Hoya that I purchased that's on the way, and it's another Hoya Wilbur Graves, but it doesn't say that it was China, and it's more of like, it's a lot more silver looking. I'll have to insert maybe a photo, but they haven't shipped it yet, so that's the only Hoya that I don't have. But I cannot wait for this one to get bigger. I can tell it's going to be a favorite Hoya. This is Hoya Matilde Splash, and I recently bought a Hoya Matilde Splash, but this one was like really, really splashy. You can see the growth at the bottom. It is now producing some new growth. The new growth is coming in not as splashy, but this down here was extremely silver. It honestly seems to be a prolific grower, and I have this one in my aeroid mix. It's got some new little roots starting down there. I think Hoya Matilde is going to be a favorite Hoya of mine. I have always wanted one, and I don't know what took me so long to get a Hoya Matilde, and it's beautiful. I'm obsessed with this Hoya already. I love the silver, like the really, really silver leaves. She's beautiful. This one here I purchased from Obsessed Leaves, and this is the Hoya Polyneura Inner Variegated, and she is stunning. Beautiful. It's working on another new set of leaves. I think the little leaves are so stinking cute. So these were new here since purchasing, and that's like another new set. So this Hoya is very happy, very healthy. It's growing in some new roots in my aeroid mix. I will propagate this one, but I'm gonna let it grow some more before I decide to chop it. The other one that I purchased the first time around that I did the unboxing on, that one completely died. I don't know what happened. I gently took it out of, I think it was a little bit of pond that it was in, and I put it in stratum. I probably shouldn't have messed with it, but it just completely shocked and died. But this one is doing very well, and it's very beautiful. I showed this one already. I purchased this one from Lex. This is the Brogette Silver, but I just wanted to show you it has some new growth coming in. That's a new set of leaves there, and it also has another node down here growing in. But I love the green, the dark green center and the light green outer. I love that. And so I also got from Nicole, I got this one here, which is the Polyneura Silver, just silver. And this one is going to be working on a new set of leaves right there. But I love the silver on this one. It's like completely silver. Polyneura is one of my favorite Hoyas. So I have the original Polyneura there. I have the outer variegated in my east window, so that's 2. And so I have the silver, which is 3. I have the Brogette Silver, which is 4. And then I have the inner variegated, which is 5. So I have 5 varieties of this Hoya. So clearly I love this Hoya so much. I'm in love with this one. This one's beautiful. I love the outer variegated too. I'll have to show you that one again when I go over to the window. But this one is just so beautiful. All the plants from Nicole are super happy and healthy. Like, you can tell they're well cared for and everything, and she puts a lot of care into her packaging. The last Hoya in here, I showed you this one already. This is the Nova Ghost. So I'm not gonna touch on that one too much. It was a cutting I purchased from Nicole. This one, I don't see a growth point yet. Yeah, there's no growth point yet on this one, so patiently waiting. And I potted this one into my aeroid mix. And the last little cutie in the cabinet here is the Aria Pink Dragon Alocasia, and I did show you this one in my alocasia video. It was gifted from Taz's mom for buying her corm, and it is working on a new leaf there. So that'll be the first little leaf in my care, but it's doing very well. I still have it in her setup there with some water. Again, another alocasia that wasn't on my radar, and I'm really gonna love this alocasia. I already love it so much. I love the pink stems, and I love the yellow variegation. So I'm super excited about this one. That is it for my plant room. Like I said, I don't really have any new plants in here until they've acclimated and I know they don't have pests. And so now I'm gonna take you back over to the east window where I have some more of my more recent purchases, most of them Hoya though. Here's the outer variegated. I just wanted to quickly show you an update. It's working on new leaves up there. And look at this set of all white leaves, you guys. Seriously, such a beautiful Hoya. And that's a new little set that it's working on. I love this plant. I am gonna prop it soon. I think I might prop it to, I think I'll cut this side and maybe do 3 cuttings. And then once they grow, I'll list them. But I don't wanna cut too much of her away because I do want her to grow more. In my experience, the Polyneura, they like to sprout new nodes that grow on their own. So hopefully once I cut, it'll kind of activate some more to grow, but she is beautiful. Here's an update on this one. So I unboxed all these in the live, but you guys never really got a chance to see them, the ones that were in my plant room that I just showed you. And this is the other gift from Nicole. This is the 5th one that she gave me. It's Hoya Discipulae, and she sent me a cutting that had peduncles, and look, this one's actually starting to grow back, the bloom. Do you see right there? Which I'm super excited, and I think it's doing another peduncle right there. These are a new set of leaves here, this one and that one. She sent this to me as a cutting, and she wrote a note that said that she wasn't sure this one would survive shipping. It's very finicky. And she said it loves pon. So I immediately stuck the cutting straight into, this is my DIY pon. And I was looking the other day, I added some more water in here. I can't tell that it's really rooted. Like I can't see any roots. And when I go to lift it, I can't really, I can tell it's rooting though, because it's not coming straight out. It's doing really well. I'm glad it survived shipping and everything. I'm not really a fan of like leafy Hoyas. Like the leaves are okay. Like it's not my favorite leafy Hoya, but the blooms were in bloom when she sent it to me. The blooms are beautiful. So it made me like fall in love with this Hoya, and I can see why it was one of her favorites, and I'm glad it's doing well. And it's growing, and I'm gonna get another set of balloons to come back. So yeah, it's beautiful, and so grateful to her that she sent this to me. Another recent purchase, this is from Lex, and this is a Hoya multiflora variegated. So I wanted a Hoya multiflora for the blooms, and the one that I got in the Acrobar over there was actually not a multiflora. It starts with a C, because in my plant tour, a couple people pointed out that it wasn't a multiflora, and it was just sold to me as the wrong plant. And so this one is a multiflora, and I saw that she was selling variegated ones, so I snagged one. It hasn't done anything since I bought it. I've had it for, I don't think quite a week yet, and that's what the leaves look like. You can kind of see the outer variegation. It has some spots on it, so I don't know if that's normal or not. But let me know, is that normal, the spots on the leaves? I'm just letting it acclimate. I've watered it once since I got it, and you can see some roots in there. It's in the original mix and everything, so we'll see how it does here. But yeah, I'm excited to have this though, because I've always wanted a multiflora, and then I was gonna repurchase one that wasn't variegated, and I didn't even know a variegated one was a thing, but I saw that she was posting them. I'm like, perfect, let me just go ahead and snag one. So I'm excited to have this one. Next up is another purchase from Nicole, my most recent purchase from her, and you guys, this is going to be very exciting. This is Hoya Mathilde variegated. Look at those cute little leaves. I seriously am in love. Again, another Hoya that I didn't know was variegated. I fell in love with the Hoya Mathilde Splash recently, and I had to buy, I saw she was selling the variegated and I missed it. It's kind of expensive, so I'm like, I favorited it, and I'm like, let me sleep on it. And I woke up and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna regret it if I don't get it. And so I went onto her shop to purchase it, and it was gone. Someone else bought it. I'm like, no. So I was stalking her Etsy to see if she would post any more, and she did. She posted this one, and I bought it up. I scooped it up immediately. And it's already like rooted and growing. Like it's not just a cutting, like it's an actual plant that's growing. So I'm super excited to have this Hoya. Love it. I love it so much. It's such a cutie. Ooh. So yes, I highly recommend Nicole's plants. Next Hoya purchase is this cutie here. This is one that I was debating on as well. I have purchased from this shop before. I fell in love with this Hoya. I don't know where I saw it at. I think I saw it on Instagram, but it's Hoya Carnosa Freckles Splash. And I think the name Freckles is adorable. Look at the size of this leaf, you guys. Look at that. Is it focusing on it? Look, oh my goodness. So the seller's photo, this actually came, the seller's photo didn't have this tendril yet. It was just this. I thought it was a cutting, like a rooted, healthy, like cutting. And I didn't know that it had a growth point yet. And so when I unboxed this and I saw that it had the growth point, I lost it. I'm like, oh my gosh. And you can actually see some new little leaves are gonna form here, there, and then there's a spot there, and then that's the top part. But she is beautiful. Hoya carnosa freckles. I mostly buy Hoyas, I think, for the foliage, but sometimes I really like the blooms, like the multiflora. I really wanted the blooms, but I just love the foliage so much. It's like a big, in a way, it's like a big Hoya Matilde splash with like big leaves. I don't know. It's gorgeous. I was super impressed. She also gifted me a Hoya, which is a Hoya I already own. It's Hoya Sunrise. It has some huge leaves. I have Hoya Sunrise. It's massive, and I'm going to cut it back to prop it. It had like a little bit of a mealy outbreak, and so that was very nice of her to just include a free cutting. And I think if you had purchased from her before, if you ordered again, I think in her Etsy, on her listing, she says that she would include a free cutting. So that was very nice, the Hoya Sunrise. But I'm in love with this one. Another big Hoya splurge is this one here. This is Hoya Argentea Princess. I think if I'm saying it right. Look how beautiful. I think the light, the sun isn't doing this plant justice. Let me see if I can get out of frame and it can focus on it, but look at those leaves. Beautiful. So I shared this on Instagram. I unboxed this on my Instagram story, and I got a couple of messages after I unboxed it that said, just to like let me know that a cutting of these can easily revert. So there's a good chance that this will grow out. The new growth that comes out will not be variegated, which I didn't know like a mid-cutting does that for this plant. So if it does revert on me, I'm going to probably buy one that's already growing variegated, because the green on this, like the light is not doing this plant justice at all. It's like washing it out, but let me see if I can move. Let me back away from the window a bit. I don't know, the green on this is like a green that I don't have. I don't know, it's very beautiful. It's still getting washed out, I think. It's just so unique. I love the tone. So I will probably buy one if this one does revert. I bought it as a cutting from a new Etsy shop, and she was so sweet. She had tagged me on Instagram, and she's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe Melissa ordered it from me as like my second customer. And so I've been stalking her Etsy. She just opened, I guess, her shop, and I followed her back on Instagram, and her Hoyas, you guys, are so beautiful. So if she ever lists more here soon, I'm going to be stalking her Etsy because her Hoya plants are gorgeous. I have been falling in love with Hoya recently, but super excited for this guy. Hopefully, cross my fingers, the new growth comes in okay. She also gifted me two Hoyas, or no, she gifted me two plants. One's a Hoya and one's a Dischidia, which I don't own, a Dischidia. So this is Hoya Lime Splash. It's just a little cutting that she gifted me. It's not rooted or anything yet because, yeah, I don't think it's been in here long enough. I've had these for probably a little over a week. I love the leaves. They're like kind of more rounded in a way, like an oval shape almost. Another Hoya that wasn't even like on my radar or anything, but it's really cute. And this is a Dischidia one stripe, which this one looks very sun stressed. I went onto her Instagram and looked at her plant of this, and it's very beautiful. Like look at the red and pink on that. And the green, it's like a watermelon color. I think, is that how you pronounce it? Dischidia or Dischidia? Dischidia. So I'm excited for it. It's a beautiful plant. I hope it does well. So that was very kind of her to gift these to me. I have two more Hoyas left, and then I have 3 Anthurium and Alocasia. I forgot I do have one more Alocasia, a different plant and a different plant to show you. So we're almost through. So these were a recent purchase. They were just cuttings, and I just got these in the mail, I think 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So they haven't rooted or anything yet. This one is, oh shoot, I didn't label these. This one is Hoya, I think it's Wilbur Graves Silver, is that right? Hoya, it's a silver one. I think it's Wilbur Graves, but it's silver. But I love how silver those leaves are. The tone of this silver is like a different silver. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's beautiful. So there was 2 cuttings that she included, which was very nice. And this little cutting here is a Hoya serpens, but it's like a silver splash or whatever. The variegation is very splashy. I don't have a Hoya serpens, and I've kind of been eyeing one. It's a very tiny leafed Hoya, but they're so cute. Look at the little leaves. So it's just one node. I'm hoping it grows and does okay. It should hopefully root up okay. Crossing my fingers. I was trying to find a more established plant, but I don't know, sometimes I have a harder time like finding a plant that I want. So I like to start out small and sometimes with cuttings too, because I'd rather grow them. It's more like, not satisfying, but it's more rewarding in a way. I don't know. These were just speaking to me. I came across, I've never ordered from this person. I think it was Plants by Lynn on Etsy. And they sell a lot of Hoyas. They had a lot of sales. I just came across, I think I was typing in silver Hoya or something and this one popped up. And so this made me check out her Etsy, and then she was selling like this one. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna purchase these. Yeah, if these root up okay and do well, I'll definitely be back to her Etsy shop. Ooh, I can tell I've been talking a while. Next little plant that I got is a philodendron Gabby. I have always wanted a philodendron Gabby. It's very tiny. I purchased this from Rare Plant Bay when I bought that little Alocasia Yucatan princess, the Aria. And she was selling a Gabby and I snagged it up. Oh, focusing. Look how beautiful that leaf is. Gorgeous, right? So hopefully it grows okay. It's in the moss perlite mix. I think I'll let it hang out here after it acclimates, maybe like another week, and then I might end up moving this over to stratum for a little bit. Usually moss, when I take moss off the roots, it kind of damages them a little bit, so I like to kind of stick them in stratum just to kind of chill, and then I'll probably pot this up in my aroid mix. I usually end up buying more than one plant from someone. If I'm already buying something, it saves on shipping. I can get more than one plant. And if there's something else that I've been wanting, sometimes I usually just purchase it. And so she was selling this at the same time. So I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and snag it up, because if I don't, I'm gonna regret it. So I'm super excited to have a Gabby. I have always wanted one, but I know they're still kind of expensive. So excited for this guy. Next is a plant mail fail. I paid $300 for a philodendron caramel marble, and it came completely like melted, sealed in a plastic cup, no ventilation, no airflow. It is now a node stump that hopefully can grow back. The new growth is already rotted and everything. Super disappointing plant mail. I don't want to touch on this too much because it's really disappointing. And the seller and I didn't have great conversation. I was only credited a partial refund, which was a third of the cost of what I paid for this. It was only in the mail for 2 days. The temperature was 90 degrees, which wasn't overly hot by any means. And it just melted, I think, because of the way that it was packaged, and there was no insulation provided. I never purchased from this Etsy shop, and I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to give this Etsy shop any views. If positive or negative, I just don't want to mention the shop. I left my review, it's on there, but super disappointing, unhappy with her conversation, and yeah, I will not purchase from that shop again. But yeah, hopefully it grows back. I really wanted a caramel marble. It's been on my wish list for a long time, and so I wanted to treat myself to one, and yeah, plant mail fail. Hopefully it grows back. I kind of just have it in here isolating. I just have it in like a nursery pot. It's not really keeping much humidity, but it's just kind of keeping it a little closed up, but crossing my fingers. This one does okay. And the last purchases are from the Green Escape. I've ordered from them several times. Again, I know what to expect. And the reason I ordered from them was because I was browsing their alocasia, and this here is a little plug. I've ordered several plugs from them, and for the most part, they do well for me. I can rehab them nicely. But this is a poly, but it's the Aria. I really wanted the Aria for some reason. It's done really well since I've had it. I've had these guys for probably over a week now. But I don't know if you can see the variegation. It's so cute. I have so many different varieties of the poly now. I have the mint, the pink, and now the Aria. And a lot of these plants I got for shop purposes is so I can grow out corms and sell them. And then some of the anthuriums I got because I wanted to grow them out and hopefully cross them in the future to grow seeds. And a lot of the Hoyas I want to grow to sell, and just to have a lot of variety for my shop. So that's why I've been kind of doing a lot of purchases. But some of these, like I wanted for me, like the Gabby and the not Ring of Fire, the Caramel Marble, which was super disappointing. I really bought that for me, but that's okay. But yeah, I'm excited to have this little cutie. The next anthurium, I only ordered one, but I guess they threw an extra one in, and they're rehabbing nicely. It's a Pap times Dark Forgetti. I didn't know Green Escape had little anthurium plugs on their site, and I think it's so cute. So I was not expecting a cute little 3-1 in there, but that's what the leaf looks like. It's so cute, right? And so this is the bigger one here. Yeah, I just got it just because, yeah, I was purchasing the Aria, and I don't know, you have to buy 2 plugs. And so, yeah, I purchased this as like my second purchase. And then I'm like, oh, let me see what kind of other anthurium they have. And then I purchased one more, which is my last plant to show you. This one I was really excited for, but it came kind of stressed. It's pretty yellow. This is a Pallidiflorum and Forgetti, which I thought was such a cool hybrid. I love my Pallidiflorums and I love Forgetti. So I'm excited to see what this one does when it grows out. But yeah, like I said, it came a little stressed. You can see the yellowing there, but it's gonna rehab nicely. It's already perked up quite a bit and it actually has a new little leaf coming out there. So I don't mind like the yellowing and stuff. Like it's done really well in the week that I've had it. But I'm so excited to see what this looks like. When I saw Pallidiflorum Forgetti, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a cool hybrid. That has to be like such a cool plant leaf. I don't know, but I'm excited for it. I was gonna get 2 of this one, but decided to get one of these ones and then, you know, one of these ones. But it was nice that they gave me a second one. I hope you enjoyed my little haul. Let me know what was your favorite out of the bunch. I know there's a lot of Hoya in this haul. I'm excited for a lot of them. I'm excited for all of them. I'm excited for the anthuriums, the alocasia, the begonia. I'm excited for all the Hoya. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned. A full plant update is coming. And yeah, I will talk to you guys here soon.